We are flying from Atlantic City to Newark Liberty International Airport, and we've navigated to this spot using VOR navigation, and we'll switch to an ILS approach to land on runway 4 right. Right now we're about 4.8 nautical miles from Colp's Neck VOR, and we have the autopilot speed set to 250 knots and we're doing 248. We have the altitude set to 2,500 feet, and that's about what we're doing. So on the map we can see reach the VOR. The nav light will go off and we will hit the heading button, and we are set up for a heading of 346 to intercept the ILS. We're 1.8 miles away, 1.6, and when we switch to the heading of 346, we'll descend to 2,000 feet and slow down to 200 knots. There goes the VOR. We switch the heading to 346. We'll slow the speed down to 200 knots, and we will descend to 2,000 feet. That's air traffic control talking to somebody else. We'll deploy the spoiler to slow us down quickly, and we'll retract the spoiler. Now we're down to 214, descending. About 5 miles out, we'll activate the nav radio for the ILS and switch to nav. And we will put the flaps down to 8. That's air traffic control talking back and forth. We'll slow down to 140 knots. And we'll use the spoiler to slow us down. release the spoiler. And we've just got the localizer, and it's turning us towards the runway. We will reduce the speed to 130. And we'll put the landing gear down. That looks good. And we'll set the flaps to 20 degrees. That looks good. Looks like we're heading towards the airport. Once we hit the glide slope, which we've got here, the triangle is moving, we will turn off the altitude and hit the approach button. Now we're on the glide slope. We'll arm the spoilers, automatic spoiler, so that when we touch down, it'll deploy the spoiler to help us slow down. Now we're on, being controlled on the glide slope. So it'll take us down. And once we're 6 nautical miles out, once we hit 2 miles out, we'll turn the autopilot off and land. The poppy lights, 2 white and 2 red, so we're at the right glide slope, height, altitude. Doing 120 knots. This is New York City over here, and here's Newark. 2.7 miles out. Turn off the autopilot. That was the autopilot warning alarm. Put the nose down, apply the brakes, and brakes. Now this is where I need 3 hands. I want to do a replay quickly here. So I have to let go of the steering. So we'll do a replay, and the first replay is pretty jerky. Quite jerky. Not too shabby. Let's try that again. And that's landing at Newark Airport. Not too shabby.